because it is a government, they don't know what to do. It is a lobbyist, and it is the money situation. These three things block this country from controlling the virus. And they're talking about, and I'll break it down for you. When I said the government, the lack of leadership. And when I said the lack of leadership, I don't talk about the president. I talk from the president till the mayors. Because I'm going to speak only about Philadelphia. So when you tell people stay home for 3 months, close your businesses, blah, 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 all good. This is all good. Don't get me wrong, it's all good. And then you cannot control your police department to put masks. That's bad. And then you are fighting for how to control this virus quick, and you did a great job for 3 months. And after 3 months, you start telling people to go back to work. And this is your construction workers. I'm talking about the city construction workers or the city contractors for the construction workers.
Right.
They're the first one being in the street working and without masks, and with the presence of the police standing right there, watching them, not saying anything, not even advising them to put a mask. So how can you control this virus and go back to work if the city not doing what they're supposed to do? But one thing they did correct, they allowed the PPA to go back out there and hit people very hard with the tickets, which people, they don't have any money, they don't have no businesses are closed, and so many stores are still closed. They're afraid to bring the virus. And the other thing the city did, they allowed the police to start towing people cars for sitting in front of their businesses, which is not criminal act. It's not a priority. You're asking people to stay home. They did. Now you're towing their cars. That doesn't make no sense. So that's make it look like the government altogether. Now I'm not going to go to the DMV. I'm not going to go to courts. I'm not going to go to none of that. I'm not going to go to that because the DMV, it's another disaster. People, their driver license being expired, being suspended from before, and they couldn't get an extension, and it's not a criminal act, just like a stupid ticket for a couple dollars, and the Harrisburg, they're acting like it's criminal, and the criminal is what you are guys doing right now because you're holding people without driver license. They can't do their jobs, they can't do anything, and if you go back to the files, it's just stupid tickets. And why? Because the court is closed. They couldn't go to the tickets. They're not ignoring it. They have a court date. They have everything, and they're not getting any help from the Harrisburg. That's another problem. So let me tell you about the lobbyists. Why I bring the lobbyists to the subject. And listen, the government issues, they're so huge. It's very hard to keep going through the details because every day I go to the streets of Philadelphia, I see stuff. Right and left wrong. Like a restaurant, they just open the curb and they said 6 feet. And the curb itself maybe have 6 feet. Maybe. And there is 2 tables across from each other and barely the waiter going back and forth between those 2 tables. So what is the 6 feet? What is the 6 feet? Another example. Yesterday, I saw a restaurant, the person who's sitting to eat, back to another person. So what's happened to the 6 feet? And I'm just wondering, like, people are so crazy to go and eat out there like it's gonna save them from the virus or it's gonna give them something which, it's so ridiculous, seriously. You guys, so ridiculous. You're gonna tell me you are stuck in the house for 3 months. You've been eating out there for 20 years, for 40 years. So what? If you saved yourself and others from a disease or from getting killed, what's the big deal? You want to act like so cool, like you're not broke and you need to go and show off and have a dinner restaurant, and you're putting your kids to risk. I think that's very irresponsible. Very irresponsible. And then you've seen more small companies, like just this morning, I'm walking in the city And guess what? Two plumbers speaking to each other, mouth
Face to face?
face to face. I'm trying to say like their mouth like face to face, not too far from each other.
No mask.
No mask. It's just like having a conversation, talking about the pipe, blah 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 blah. And I said, this is so fucking ridiculous. Then I turned around, right?
Mm-hmm.
I turned around, and there is another stupid construction company, small one, three of them working on the steps, and guess what? No masks. So when is this city who allowed people to go back to work and they cannot control these people? What they need to do is a simple thing. Just have the cops drive around, open their eyes, and start giving citations and start talking about it in the news, and people will pay attention.
Right.
That's all what they needed to do. And the city is broke and need this money. Instead going after the taxpayer, ask him to pay more taxes going forward. This is your chance to make money for the people they don't respect the law. Because this is not about respecting the law. This is about respecting human lives. This is about saving people from dying every single day. And the city of Philadelphia doing zero about it. Zero. So this is the government. And if I jump to the CDC, the CDC themselves, they have no idea. The first day they said don't put masks, which to me it was so funny. I didn't understand why, because masks should be for everybody. From the day one, should be for everyone. So these people, they went to school so much, they went to college so much, they went to research so much, they did so many things. They couldn't see it coming. From the first time, they could not see when you sneeze, and you don't know if you have a COVID-19 or not, you will send it to somebody. This is a no-brainer. And people didn't fucking see it in the high level. And one day, they tell you this chloroquine, you can use it. The president, he said he's using it. Then the CDC, they said they block it worldwide. Then the CDC go back and they said, okay, you can use it for emergency situation. So which? This is not a situation where you keep flip-flopping things and give every day you wake up, you give a fucking information because that's what you feel like. This is a real deal.
This is real lives too.
Yes, this is either you know
or you don't.
Right. This is either you keep going working and helping the American people and the world, or you quit your job and let them find someone knows what they're doing.
Right.
Because this is not up to you. This is up to the American people. You're not doing a good job. I'm talking about like from a city council up to the president. If you can't handle your job, you need to step down. And be a man. Stepping down is not a puss. Stepping down is a man showing to the people they voted you in office, I can't do it, I'm out. Keep guessing, keep listening to staffers to tell you what to do.